All right. We also got earlier. I asked in an Instagram story, what do you want to know for today? And we got a message from Whale asking. So she's probably from the US. Asking about a Roth IRA or a 401k, if we got something like this, similar to this here in Germany. So I had to Google it. I know the names, but still I had to Google it. And for everybody watching now, so a Roth IRA is a Roth individual retirement account. And it offers certain features. So the contributions, so everything that you put in to your individual retirement account is it's not tax deductible. Everything that grows into this, so you can apparently you can invest the money that you put in, so you can buy ETFs and funds and stocks and bonds. The growth is tax-free, so what we just discussed with the capital gains. No capital gains inside this account. And when you get money out, so when it's distributed, apparently there's also no taxes if you meet certain conditions. So there was on Wikipedia there was something like with age and with your income, I think. So under certain conditions it's tax-free, which is pretty nice. So only one-time tax when you put the money in, the non-deductibility. That's the Roth IRA. And we have something similar to this in German. We'll come to this in a minute. The other one she asked was a 401k. And the 401k is a retirement plan where you take money from your paycheck before you even get it. It's deducted from your from your gross salary, and your employer matches it. And interesting statistic that I found, because we got something similar to this in Germany as well, but let's say in Germany it's very new. In 2019, in all 401ks that were apparently in the US, they had assets under management of 6.4 trillion US dollars. And that's first of all, that's a lot of money. And now when you come to this 300 something million US Americans, there will be like almost 20k per US citizen in every 401k. Now, not every American is employed, of course, because we get children, retirees, or whatever. Let's just say half the American population is employed. That means we have in the 401k alone, for every American that is employed, like 40,000 per employee. And that's pretty good. I mean, what I'm getting is that the Americans also have problems with their retirement system, similar like we do. But that's pretty good. That seems to me like a good solution for the long term, just looking at the outside without knowing any specifics. Now let's come to Germany and answer her question if we got something similar. Yes, we do. And when we're looking at something that grows tax-free, we can only look at pensions here in Germany. Now, nothing else offers tax-free growth of money over decades. Now, I know some people watching will say now, yeah, but in pensions I have to pay fees, and my free broker, I can buy stocks for free. Yes, pensions cost a little bit of money, that's true. But in return, you get the tax-free growth. And with all the brokers, you have to pay your 25% every time you make a sale, or you get dividends or some kind of other payouts. So, and pensions, when we look at pensions, so the only thing we can look at is pensions, and pensions have basically three phases. It's the contribution phase, where you put money in. Then it's the growth phase, where you also put money in, but the question is what is happening with the money that is already inside. That's phase 2, and phase 3 is distribution phase. So when will you get money out? What are the possibilities to get money out? And we can divide our German system into 3 levels. We will also, I already recorded the video, so I think 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, on the YouTube channel there will be released a video about the 3 levels of the German pension system. So I'm not gonna go into super detail here. When we think about this, we will link it here in the description. So let's look at level 1, which is also the public pension. So every employee is automatically enrolled into public pension. There's also a very common question, can you get out? No, employees have to pay into public pension. We also got the private equivalent of the public pension, which is called base pension. Let's just say they're both the same. Everything you contribute in phase 1, it's tax deductible. In growth phase, it's also tax-free. So everything under the pension umbrella grows tax-free. And in the base pension, you can also invest the money in ETFs, mutual funds, whatever. Public pension is not invested. And when you come into the distribution phase, so when you get money out, it's taxed. So the basic rule of thumb is, if you get tax deductions on one side, you have to pay the taxes on the other side. The German government wants its taxes at some point. So level 1 is not similar like the 2 products that you described. But level 2 seems to me very similar to the 401k that you send us. Contribution is tax-free in level 2. That's the difference between those two. It's also social security free here in Germany, so that's the difference. But if you do it, it's in Germany it's called a company pension. You get an employer match by law. So if you don't have a company pension yet and you want a company pension, go to your employer, go to your HR department and tell them that you want a company pension. Every employee can get one by law. They can't deny you. And you also have to get an employer match of at least 15%. That's 15%. Why? Because if you do a company pension, your employer saves money. And the government said whatever he is saving, he has to give it to you. So there is an employer match like in the 401k. Growth is tax-free. Even though growth is tax-free, you can also invest it. The question is, what can you invest in? Your company might limit the investment options you have. And phase 3, the distribution phase, of course it's taxed, right? If it's tax-free in the beginning, it's taxed here. And you also have to pay social security contribution on your pension, because at the beginning it was social security free. And last but not least, our level 3, and this seems to me very similar to the IRA that you described. Whatever you contribute is not tax deductible. Growth again is tax-free. You can invest similar to the other 2 levels or to the IRA. And when you distribute, so when you get money out, you get some tax benefits. It's not tax-free anymore. It was before 2005. Then the government taxed this as well, but you get some major tax benefits. But it seems very similar, complicated to the IRA, because in level 3 you can choose if you want a monthly pension for the rest of your life or if you want the one-time payout, and depending on what you choose, it's taxed in different ways, and also how old you are, how long the contract is. So all of this influences how your payout is taxed. So that's way into detail for tonight. If you're interested, let me know in the chat right now, and I'll make a future video about it. Or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments, and I'll answer it in a separate video.